What's up, what's up, what's up? It's a spot on the camera. I thought it was on my wall. I'm like, what? It's on the camera. But anyway, so I'm gonna tell y'all about Proverbs so far. I had started reading Proverbs once before, but then I stopped reading and started reading Matthew, and then I ended up reading Genesis. But I started over with Proverbs, and I'm on the 6th chapter because it's the 6th day. I think I told y'all that I'm doing this thing where, since it's 31 chapters in Proverbs, you read a chapter a day. So that's what I've been doing, and I'm on the 6th day. So I'm trying to see how should I do it, because I wrote it kind of different. Like, I didn't go through like, I didn't read the whole thing and then I read like a paragraph or the section in the chapter, and then I wrote what it meant to me and like how it applied to my life. But for Proverbs 1, so I guess I'm gonna read y'all I should read y'all the whole thing. Oh, actually, I did too. Like, I wrote in one color. In one color, I wrote what it meant to me, and then in another color, I wrote how it's applied to my life, or like a certain situation that I experienced that kind of go with the lesson. Well, not really the lesson. Well, I guess it is a lesson because we're studying the Bible, I guess. But Proverbs 1, okay, I'll try to make sure I hadn't marked it off too early, because I only got one pair. Oh, I know why. Because I don't think I was doing it at first when I read Proverbs the first time. I mean, I don't think I did it the way I was supposed to. But I wrote that for Proverbs 1, it meant not to surround yourself around those who you know are doing wrong, evil things, and don't surround yourself around people who are doing wrong, evil things, and are doing it for fun and willingly. It's only a trap for your downfall. They don't care about your life, let alone their own. Surround yourself around those who encourage you to do right. Money is the root of all evil, and it's the downfall of many people. And then I wrote how it applies to me. I said, to me, in a way, this is saying how some people choose to never grow up / get wiser, or how they choose to do wrong when they know it isn't right. I wrote, then they wait until they're in a situation and they put themselves in, and now it's praying for the wisdom and knowledge to get out. Even though if you had accepted it when you off, even if they had accepted the wisdom and knowledge that God was trying to give them, they wouldn't be in the place they were in the first place. Maybe I should read. I'm gonna read it. I'm just gonna read it. So Proverbs chapter 1. It says, the purpose of Proverbs. These are Proverbs of Solomon, David's son, king of Israel. Their purpose is to teach people wisdom and discipline, to help them understand the insights of the wise. Their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them to do what is right, just, and fair. These Proverbs will give you light insight to the simple knowledge and discernment of the young. Let the wise listen to these Proverbs and become even wiser. Let those with understanding receive guidance by exploring the meaning in these Proverbs and parables, the words of the wise and their riddles. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of true knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. And then for this next part of chapter 1, it says, a father's extortion acquire wisdom. My child, listen when your father corrects you. Don't neglect your mother's instructions. What you learn from them will crown you with grace and be a chain of honor around your neck. If sinners entice you, turn your back on them. They may say, come and join us. Let's hide and kill someone just for fun. Let's ambush the innocent. Let's swallow them alive like the grave. Let's swallow them whole like those who go down to the pit of death. Think of the great things we'll get. We'll fill our houses with all of their stuff we take. Come throw in your lot with us. We'll share all the loot. My child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from their paths. They rush to commit evil deeds. They hurry to commit murder. If a bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away. And that's why I put you should not surround yourself with those type of people. If you know they're doing wrong and they're doing it willingly, you should stay away. And I put it says, they rush to commit evil deeds. They hurry to commit murder. If a bird sees a trap set, it knows to stay away. But these people set an ambush for themselves. They are trying to get themselves killed. Such is the fate of all who are greedy for money. That's why I said money is the root of all evil. It robs them of life. Because if you constantly chasing for money, like that's the only thing good to have in life, then it's not good. And some people will do some evil things for money. It said, wisdom shouts in the streets. She cries out in the public square. She calls the crowds along the main street to those gathered in the front of the city gate. How long, you simpletons, will you insist on being simple-minded? How long will your mockers relish your mocking? How long will you fools hate knowledge? Come and listen to my counsel. I'll share my heart with you and make you wise. I called you so often, but you wouldn't come. I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. You ignored my advice. That's why I said, that's why I had said, like, when God offers you the knowledge and the wisdom not to do certain things, but you still go against what he said, doing what you know is wrong, when he was just warning you that whatever you're going to do is you're not supposed to be doing, or it's going to be the downfall of your life. You ignored my advice and rejected my correction I offered. So I will laugh when you are in trouble. I will mock you when disaster overtakes you. When calamity overtakes you like a storm. When disaster engulfs you like a cyclone. And anguish and distress overwhelm you. And that's why I said, like, you denied the wisdom and knowledge that God was trying to give you to not do those things. And now you're in a certain situation and you miserable and there's no way out of it now, but you could have avoided the whole situation in the first place if you would just listen to what God was telling you and not entice yourself and surround yourself with those people who you know were doing wrong and join the crazy party. When they cry for help, I will not answer, though they anxiously search for me. They will not find me. For they hated knowledge and chose not to fear the Lord. They rejected my advice and paid no attention when I corrected them. Therefore they must eat the bitter fruit of their living their own way, choking on their own schemes. For simpletons turn away from me to death. Fools are destroyed by their own complicity. But all who listen to me will give in peace, untroubled by fear or harm. So that's why I said, it kind of still, when I say like you put yourself in those situations by not listening to what God tells you, by doing wrong when you know you're not supposed to, when he was trying to help you out the situation the first time. Now that you're in so deep and you're miserable and you hate you did it and you want it out, it's too late. It's too late. But yeah, so that's Proverbs 1. And I think this time I'm gonna read the thing first. Read the chapter first, and then I'll write what it means to me. I mean, I'll tell you what I put that it meant to me and how it applies to the situation in my life. But I did it in parts, so I'm just gonna read it in parts. No, I'm gonna do it how I did it. Like, while I read it in parts, and then I did what it meant to me. So chapter 2 says the benefits of wisdom. My child, listen to what I say and treasure my commands. Turn your ears to wisdom and concentrate on understanding. Cry out for insight and ask for understanding. Search for them as you would for silver. Seek them like hidden treasure. Then you will understand what it means to fear the Lord, and you will gain knowledge of God. For the Lord grants wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He grants a treasure of common sense to the honest. He is a shield to those who walk with integrity. He guards the path of the just and protects those who are faithful to him. I think I stopped right there when I started running. And I put, all you have to do is ask God for knowledge and understanding and wisdom, and he will grant it. Knowledge and wisdom are heavily talked about in the Bible, so those are two of the greatest things you can have. For only a fool lacks wisdom, and I read that in Matthew, I think. Having wisdom will bring you close to God. You will then be able to understand his words and have knowledge of all things. And how I wrote that it applied to me in a way where I said that with that part, a lot of situations I've been in could have been avoided if only I had listened to what God was trying to tell me, or if I had accepted the knowledge and wisdom granted to me. A lot would have been avoided, especially arguments. If I had the knowledge now that their spirit is being used, I would have also had the wisdom not to be confrontational with them, for they know not what they are doing. I should have just prayed for them. And then it goes on to say, then you will understand what is right, just and fair, and you will find the right way to go. It says, for wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will fill you with joy. Wise choices will watch over you. Understanding will keep you safe. Wisdom will save you from evil people, from those whose words are twisted. These men turn from the right way to walk down dark paths. They take pleasure in doing wrong, and they enjoy the twisted way of evil. Their actions are crooked, and their ways are wrong. And I wrote, I'm going to read the whole thing. And then it also says, wisdom will save you from immoral women, from the seductive words of the promiscuous woman. She has abandoned her husband and ignores the covenant she made before God. Entering her house leads to death. It is the road to the grave. The man who visits her is doomed. He will never reach the paths of life. So follow the steps of God and stay on the path of the righteous. For only the godly will live in the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. But the wicked will be removed from the land, and the treacherous will be uprooted. And I wrote, did I do that wrong? I don't know. I wrote, peace and wisdom and knowledge brings you closer to God, therefore it brings you joy and happiness, and also keeps you safe, because you will now listen to your first mind, which is God, giving you insight on a situation before even getting involved. Having wisdom and knowledge also protects from people/spirits. You will be warned when around those who are there to give you false hope, deceive you into doing wrong, and to make you sin. Those people will no longer be a threat to you, for you will be able to point them out before they enter the room. And then I wrote, for me, I said, part of me with gaining wisdom and knowledge was, one, I became abstinent. No longer connecting and seeing in a spiritual way really opened my eyes to the immorality and how the people I was around condoned sin, and it condoned sin and did it so joyfully and encouraged me to do so also. I clearly had the ability to read people, just never had the wisdom to use it in most cases. Now I do. I don't surround myself with those who encourage partying, drinking, sex, and smoking, and now my path and intellect is so much clearer. I really see things how they are and not filtered. And also with that too, it's telling you right there, like, you're not supposed to cheat on your wife. Like, you're not supposed to cheat on your husband. It's really condemned to cheat. You only supposed to be with that person that you're with. So, like, I mean, I think I read that another time too for a devotion. But yeah, having wisdom and knowledge will keep you from being around those immoral people and doing wrong and living wrong. So when you pray, ask God for wisdom and ask God for wisdom and discernment of all things, and He will give it to you. When He knows you're ready. And chapter 3, I wrote a lot for chapter 3. So I hope I know where I stopped at for each one. But chapter 3 says, my child, I'm sorry. So chapter 3, my child, never forget the things I have taught you. Store my commands in your heart. If you do this, you will live many years and your life will be satisfying. Never let loyalty and kindness leave you. Tie them around your neck as a reminder. Write them down deep within your heart. Then you will find favor with both God and people, and you will earn a good reputation. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. Don't be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Then you will have the ability, the healing for your body and strength for your bones. I wrote, always remember the commandments and do right by people, for you will be blessed, and people will only be able to speak highly of you. Only trust in God and not try to figure things out on my own. Keep fear of God and His power, and I will be healed. Okay, so I wrote, it's crazy how that I just got done talking about how I need to keep the commandments in my pocket. I have a problem with having everything planned out and knowing everything, when I should only depend on God and not my own understanding. I was just saying how being a nurse and knowing the health issues was trying to make it hard to believe, when ultimately, no matter what I know, His answer is the final say so, and I have no control, no matter the knowledge or wisdom I have, because I understand like health stuff and stuff, fear plays a big part and stuff, and I had some health stuff going on, but it was making it hard for me to like decipher between knowing what I know and then also knowing like God got to finally say so, and whatever the outcome is, he gonna take care of me. And I had to realize my knowledge can't overpower His knowledge and wisdom. And, my understanding, I shouldn't be leaning on my own understanding when I should just, put it in His hands and know that He's gonna take care of it. And the second part says, my child, don't reject the Lord's discipline and don't be upset when He corrects you. For the Lord corrects those He loves, just as a father corrects a child He delights. Joyful is the person who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding. For wisdom is more profitable than silver, and her wages are better than gold. Wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. She offers you long life in her right hand and riches of honor in her left. She will guide you down a delightful path. All her ways are satisfying. Wisdom is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Happy are those who hold her tightly. By wisdom the Lord founded the earth. By understanding He created the heavens. By His knowledge the deep fountains of earth burst forth, and the dew settles beneath the night sky. I wrote, God blesses us with our jobs and money. Oh no, you should honor God in everything that you do and pay back with what He has provided for you. And when you are wrong, no need to be upset when corrected. Only a fool lacks wisdom and the ability not to be corrected. The correction is to better you. Wisdom is needed for everything and anything. Having all you want but no wisdom to maintain isn't going to work. If you have wisdom, you have everything. God blesses us with our jobs and money and possessions, and we get these things and never give back or show thanks. My business goes up and down because what I earn, I use none of it to show thanks or gratitude. Same with my job. I also take a lot of losses because I yet have had the knowledge to pray for the wisdom needed to keep, maintain, and grow my wealth. God is to be kept in the head of all that we do. Basically for that part, I was just saying like how I got a business and a job, and that sometimes money go up and down, but I always have money. But I feel like the reason that it's set and steady, like I always get the same amount and I always lose the same amount, is because what I earn both ways, I don't use it to give back to God, if that makes sense. And for two, I didn't have the knowledge and the wisdom to maintain what I have, because you have all the wealth in the world and all the riches, but if you don't have the knowledge and wisdom to maintain what you have, you lose it quick. You won't have it for long at all. And two, a lot of people forget to put God at the head of everything we do. If we keep Him at the head, it's no fear for us, because He gave it to us so He can take it away. But sometimes we get it, we seem to forget that. We forget that He blessed us with it. Before, I'm just gonna read the whole thing and then read the parts that I wrote. It says, "My children, listen when your father corrects you. Pay attention and learn good judgment, for I am giving you guidance. Don't turn away from my instruction, for I too was once my father's son, tenderly loved as my mother's only child. My father taught me to take my word to heart. Follow my commandments and you will live. Get wisdom, develop good judgment. Don't forget my words or turn away from them. Don't turn your back on wisdom, for she will protect you. Love her and she will guard you. Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And whatever else you do, develop good judgment. If you prize wisdom, she will make you great. Embrace her and she will honor you. She will place a lovely wreath on your head and she will present you with a beautiful crown. My child, listen to me and do as I say, and you will have a long, good life. I will teach you wisdom's ways, and lead you in a straight path. When you walk, you won't be held back. When you turn, you won't stumble. Take hold of my instructions. Don't let them go. Guard them, for they are the key to life. Don't do as the wicked do, and don't follow the path of evildoers. Don't even think about it. Don't go that way. Turn away and keep moving, for evil people sleep until they've done their evil deed for the day. They can't rest until they've caused someone to stumble. They eat the food of weakness and drink the wine of violence. The way of the righteous is like first gleam of dawn, which shines ever brighter until the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like total darkness. They have no idea what they are stumbling over. My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen carefully and to my words. Don't lose sight of them. Let them penetrate deep into your heart, for they bring life to those who find them, and healing to their whole body. Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. Avoid all perverse talk. Stay away from corrupt speech. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet and stay on the safe path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil." And the first, number battery down. Hold on. For my first note for Proverbs 4, I wrote, "Listen to the teachings of your parents. They are only trying to guide you the right way. Listen to what God and Jesus is trying to tell you. Do not disobey them. They will help you gain wisdom and knowledge and good judgment, which are two of the greatest possessions you can have." When I was younger, I didn't like to listen to my mom. I didn't like to listen. My mom would tell me things, especially about certain people, and I would get mad. Now as an adult, I understand that her wisdom and judgment was greater than mine, and she was only trying to teach me. Now I pray for wisdom and great knowledge and judgment. Follow God. Second, I wrote, follow God's word and direction. He will not steer you wrong. Listen to what He's telling you and do as He say, for it will make your journey easy. Don't associate yourself with those who do wrong, for they live in it. I wrote, when there are certain things I wanted to do, I will always try to do it my way, but it would fail instead of listening to God and doing what I was told to do, told to make it easier. I used to have, and then I wrote, the only way of peace and happiness in life is to follow God and Jesus. Follow the path set for you, and don't let nothing interrupt you. For the evil are being used, and they not know that they are being used, and they don't know what they're doing. Protect your inner peace and guard your heart, and fill it with the word. No evil shall be spoken from or around you. Now, as I got older, I learned to let people go. I was holding on to people who meant my heart and soul no good. Since letting go, I found more peace and happiness. I'm able to see my path clear, and my heart is happy. I stopped listening to perverse music, and now my heart craves the word of godly music, craves the word and godly music, and now I'm able to walk my path more clear. I'm staying focused, and I will not be deterred. Then, chapter 5 says, my son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen carefully to my wise counsel. Then you will show discreetment, and your lips will express what you've learned. For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is as bitter as poison, and as dangerous as a double-ended sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead right to the grave. For she cares nothing about the path of life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. So now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I am about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. If you do, you will lose your honor and will lose the merciless people, all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth, and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. In the end, you will groan in anguish. When disease consumes your body, you will say, how I hated discipline. If only I had not ignored all the warnings. Or why didn't I listen to my teacher? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructions? I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace. Drink water from your own well. Show your love only with your wife. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets having sex with just anyone? You should reserve it for yourselves. Never share it with strangers. Let your wife be the fountain of blessings for you. Rejoice in your wife and your youth. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son, by an immoral woman, or fonder the breast of a promiscuous woman? For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. An evil man is held captive by his own sins. There are ropes that catch and hold him. He will die for lack of self-control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness. And I wrote for that, the first thing I wrote was, listen to what God is telling you and learn his word and spread it among his people. For there are people who seem like they are for you, but are really there to destroy you. The enemy will tell you everything you want to hear to get close and destroy you. And I put, God has positioned me to learn and spread his word, and I will do that. He will put it in me. He will put it in those who are chosen. So I've had 2 to 3 people in my life that have told me all I wanted to hear, and their only thing I wrote, God has positioned me to learn and spread his word, and I will do that. He will put it in those who are chosen. So I've had 2 to 3 people in my life who told me all I wanted to hear, but they only came to destroy me, especially when it came to trust and love. God was giving me discernment to go away, but I let my flesh overpower me, and I didn't stay away. Because a lot of times God will warn us about people in relationships that we're not supposed to be in. But then we feel like we love them so much and we like being with them so much that we just take everything that they're doing to us that we know we don't deserve. But that's not, it's your flesh making you do it when you're not, God telling you the whole time that you're not supposed to do that. I also wrote, stay away from those who have bad intentions in plain sight. Well, try. God gives all the warnings. It's up to you to listen before it's too late. Before your works are done in shame, your spirit and soul have been denied before the kingdom, before your life is in total ruins, and you are regretful and ashamed of the results of your choices. I wrote, at this very moment, I have been tested twice with the very people who were extending my life in this direction. I prayed for signs and God gave me multiple, and I chose to ignore them until the point where it was almost too late. I'm glad I finally gained the wisdom to let go, even though I still regret some of the choices that I made. I also will get married and only share those sacred and intimate moments with your wife and your husband. You aren't made to sleep around with multiple people, especially those that take a piece of your soul every time they leave. God sees it and He does not approve. I wrote that I shouldn't have had sexual relations with anybody that I did, and they weren't meant for me, especially one in particular. And because it's like every time I went and left, it's like a piece of me was missing, and then like it's like in the moment I thought that's what I wanted, but then at the end I really regretted it every single time. And lastly, Proverbs 6. This one is lessons for daily life. My child, if you have to put up security for a friend's debt or agree to guarantee the debt of a stranger, if you have trapped yourself by your agreement and are caught by what you said, follow my advice and save yourself, for you have placed yourself at your friend's mercy. Now swallow your pride. Go and beg to have your name erased. Don't put it off. Do it now. Don't rest until you do. Save yourself like a gazelle escaping from a hunter, like a bird fleeing from a net. Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer gathering food for the winter. But you lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. Then poverty will pronounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. What are worthless and wicked people like? They are constant liars, singling their deceit with a wink of an eye, a nudge of the foot, or the wiggle of a finger. Their perverted hearts plot evil, and they constantly stir up trouble, but they will be destroyed suddenly, broken in an instant beyond all hope of healing. There are 6 things the Lord hates, no 7 things He detests: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that kill the innocent, a heart that plots evil, feet that race to do wrong, a false witness who pours out lies, a person who sows discords in a family. My son, obey your father's commands and don't neglect your mother's instruction. Keep the words always in your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, their counsel will lead you. When you sleep, they will protect you. When you wake up, they will advise you. For their commands is a lamp, and their instructions a light. Their corrective discipline is the way of life. It will keep you from immoral women, from smooth-tongued or promiscuous women. Don't lust for their beauty. Don't let their coy glance seduce you. For a prostitute will bring you poverty, but sleeping with another man's wife will cost you your life. Can a man scoop a flame into his lap and not cause his clothes to catch on fire? Can he walk on hot coals and not blister his feet? So it is with the man who sleeps with another man's wife. He whom embraces her will not go unpunished. Excuses might be found for a thief who steals because he is starving, but if he is caught, he must pay back 7 times what he has stolen, even if he has to sell everything in his house. But to the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, for he destroys himself. He will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. For the woman's jealous husband will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge, nor be satisfied with the payoff of any size. And for that, I wrote a lot. I wrote, if you have agreed to handle someone else's trouble, take it away. Now your troubles are enough. You can't help people through everything. Set yourself free. from other people's burdens. And I tend to sometimes take on problems of other people, causing worry on myself. Because if God is taking care of my burdens, how can I afford to carry someone else's? I wrote, don't be lazy. Nothing comes to those who just sit around and do nothing and fail in the end and have nothing they need to survive. For they haven't worked to provide. I used to always think that things were to be given and everything was just going to come to me. I quickly learned that it doesn't work that way. I have to work for everything I have and want. God only gives us these needs and wants, and we put forth the effort to do the work to receive them. Don't be like the wicked. There is no help for them. Never look down on others. Don't lie. Don't kill. Don't plan to do evil. Don't deliberately do wrong. Listen to your parents. They are only trying to tell you the right things. They have the wisdom you have yet to gain. They have experienced things you haven't. It can keep you away from the people you aren't supposed to let in your life and give you the wisdom to avoid them. Don't let looks get to you, and never be involved with a married person. I didn't like to listen to my mom when she tried to tell me about certain people. I always took offense. Now I see she was only trying to save me from condemning, and I could have avoided some of the suffering I faced if only I had listened. And I said not to mess with married people. It will not go unpunished, because for your actions will not matter. You not only destroy a family, but you destroy yourself. The guilt will eat at you inside out. The man/woman will not be happy for what you have done to their family, and revenge will not be great. I never messed with nobody that was married. But from seeing people that have, like, it's been some crazy stuff that happened. And those people were very upset and hurt. And people have been killed or like almost killed. So yeah, the revenge part is right. But God really hates people who mess with married people, so don't do that. But it's just day 6, so we only did chapters 1 through 6. Tomorrow is 7. I might do a quick video for 7, I don't know. Because I feel like that was a lot. But it made the video a little longer since I did 1 through 6. And I hope I made sense, because I feel like I was stumbling a lot. But yeah. Oh, I could tell y'all the devotion for today. Today is the 6th. It says, when things seem to be going all wrong, stop and affirm your trust in me. Come and bring me these matters and leave them in my capable hands. Then simply do the next thing. Stay in touch with me through thankful, trustful prayers resting in my sovereign control. Rejoice in me, exalt in the God of your salvation. As you trust in me, I make your feet like the feet of a deer. I enable you to walk and make progress upon your high places of trouble, suffering, and responsibility. And I wrote, bring all problems to you no matter what they are. Have faith that you will see me through and turn my situation around to where it will work out for my good, and always to remain in God at all times. And I'm just put the scriptures at the bottom this time so y'all can read them, and then y'all comment and tell me what y'all think. But that's the end of the vlog, guys. I might come back after I do 8, so I can do two Proverbs and the daily devotion. So yeah, but thanks for listening, watching, and subscribing. And don't forget to do all that and ring the bell. And I'll see y'all in the next vlog. Be blessed.